Have you ever wondered why some mysteries never seem to go away? More than 5 years after Jeffrey Epstein's death in federal custody, the controversy isn't fading, it's escalating. The FBI recently released what it claimed were the full, raw surveillance videos of Epstein's cell. These tapes were supposed to silence conspiracy theories once and for all. Instead, they did the opposite. Forensic experts have discovered that nearly 3 critical minutes were cut, right before the cameras conveniently glitched into darkness. And the released video wasn't even raw at all. Metadata proves it was edited repeatedly in Adobe Premiere Pro, a software more commonly used by YouTubers than federal investigators. Why was this segment removed? Why has the government refused to share the true originals? And what really happened during those last moments before Epstein's death? Before I continue, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, so more people can discover this content. Also, subscribe to receive more content like this. In July 2025, new revelations emerged about the FBI's handling of surveillance footage surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's death. While the Department of Justice and FBI described the released videos as the full raw recordings from Epstein's cell area, forensic experts have discovered that nearly 3 minutes of footage were missing. This discrepancy has reignited public suspicion, fueled conspiracy theories, and raised serious questions about the government's transparency in one of the most controversial cases of the century. Investigators from Wired magazine collaborated with independent video forensics experts to examine the files. Their analysis revealed that the first of 2 video clips, originally running 4 hours, 19 minutes and 16 seconds, was shortened by approximately 2 minutes and 53 seconds in the version released to the public. Jeffrey Epstein died on August 10, 2019, and the cut occurred precisely at 11:58 p.m. on August 9th, ending milliseconds before the already infamous missing minute, when surveillance systems were said to perform their nightly reset. This finding means that the trimmed segment directly preceded the reset period, creating a gap in documentation during a critical time frame when Epstein was last seen alive. Further scrutiny of the video's metadata provided even more cause for concern. Embedded data showed that the footage was exported using Adobe Premiere Pro, a popular video editing program. The file contained hidden notes and lists, like a recipe of all the video parts and changes that were put together to make the final version. These details showed that someone edited and saved the video more than once on May 23, 2025. Contrary to government claims that the video was simply converted to a shareable format, forensic experts concluded that significant editing steps had taken place, raising the possibility of omissions, accidental or otherwise. Prominent digital forensics expert Hani Farid from UC Berkeley observed that the metadata clearly demonstrated the video was not raw in the traditional sense. Farid emphasized that if the Department of Justice wished to eliminate suspicion, it should release the true original exports, complete with full metadata trails. Without that transparency, any assertion that the footage was unaltered becomes difficult to verify. Although no one has proven that the cut footage contains evidence of foul play, the lack of a clear explanation undermines confidence in the government's narrative. The revelation of the missing footage has triggered fierce debate. High-profile conservative figures, including Dan Bongino, Steve Bannon, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk, have denounced the DOJ's handling of the case and demanded the release of all unedited evidence. Meanwhile, President Trump has attempted to downplay the controversy, describing it as boring stuff, though he reportedly expressed disappointment over the internal divisions it has caused among his allies. Within Congress, House Republicans blocked a Democratic measure that would have forced the release of the original video files and any related evidence, further fueling public suspicion that a cover-up persists. The combination of the nearly 3-minute cut and the unexplained reset during the critical time frame has had several consequences. First, It has invigorated conspiracy theories alleging Epstein was murdered to protect powerful individuals. Second, it has generated calls for greater oversight and reform of surveillance procedures in federal facilities. Finally, it has eroded public confidence in the government's willingness to be fully transparent about Epstein's death. While the discovery of the missing 3 minutes does not itself prove that foul play occurred, it highlights a troubling pattern of inconsistent information, poorly documented evidence handling, and inadequate explanations from federal authorities. In high-profile cases that already suffer from deep public mistrust, even small gaps in the record can become catalysts for widespread skepticism and speculation. Until the Department of Justice provides access to genuinely unprocessed surveillance footage, questions about what happened in Epstein's cell and why parts of the record were removed will likely remain unresolved. What do you think about the missing 3 minutes of video footage? Do you believe this was an innocent error, or does it point to something more troubling behind the scenes? I'd love to hear your perspective. Please feel free to share your comments, questions, or theories about this case and what the government's handling of the evidence means for public trust.